Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Thursday morning. What is it? It's January 18th. I gotta look at my calendar even to remember that anymore from day to day. I know we haven't done one of these in a while. In fact, the last time I did one from the office, I think, was last Friday. So it's almost been a week, which is kind of hard to believe. I gotta tell you, my real life kicked in, my real job kicked in. I know there's a lot of new people on the channel since we did some of the original conversations about my life and what the channel's trying to do, and I thought we'd go back over that a little bit. But let's do a few things. Let's have a car review, talk about the garage, talk about some of the things that are on my mind. We'll do a quick channel review, and then we'll see where we go from there. Okay. So first up, let's talk about our cars. The Demon, the status hasn't changed. We're still looking at that thing to either get to us or ship to us from the final plant by the 5th of February. That date hasn't changed. I've gotten no updates. There's no reason to believe it's not on track at this point. I'll tell you the other thing. I got a real surprise call yesterday from my Corvette dealer, and for some reason, our order for the RZR1 was one of 6 that were picked up by the Corvette plant, and they've actually moved it to a pre-production. It's being scheduled for production right now. So that was really that was shocking. They call it the 3000 status. We were in 1000 status, and we've moved in 24 hours. We went from the 1000 status to 3000 status. And apparently at 3800, the car is ready to is complete and being shipped to us. So we may actually get one of the first 6 cars off the plant line. I think it might be due to the color, the black on black. No one knows why, but how exciting would it be to be one of the first delivered in the United States. Didn't really plan on that. I thought it would be late summer, early fall at best. So we'll see. The plants aren't being scheduled, I don't think, until about the 29th. What is it? It's the 18th. So maybe in 10 days we'll actually have production dates. We should have a VIN any day now. So it's just it's a pretty exciting update. Well, one that I didn't really plan on having for us for months. So I'll keep you up to date. Hopefully that's not a false start or a false positive. We'll see what happens. But I gotta tell you, the dealer was pretty surprised and pretty excited when he called me. The last car is really our Mustang. We actually kind of look like a car channel lately, right? We did an in-car video from the Camaro, then we did one from the Hellcat, and then we did our Shelby, our 2000 Shelby. We did that update. So we kind of did 3 cars in a row, 3 days in a row. Took a few days off from the business side. The garage is in great shape. I kind of go there and spend an hour or two every afternoon after work now, and so just little by little that will continue to improve. All the cars are backed into the list now. All the cars have tenders on them. We're really into all the equipment is assembled. Most of the stuff is in the door. I've got a big desk that was delivered. I got to put that in, get that assembled and in, and then I'll probably put a video production Mac on that desk and do more work like this from the garage itself. So the Mustang, you guys have been talking to me a lot about what do I think about the GT500, the 18, the 19, the Bullet version, and I gotta tell you, it's niggling me, and I know myself well enough that once something starts niggling in my brain, it means I'm probably gonna end up doing something. So trying to decide what to do with our Mustang. I don't think that makes sense. This whole damn project doesn't make sense. I certainly understand that. But even inside of this project doesn't make sense. I don't think it makes sense even with that reference point to have 2 Mustangs. So I'm really trying to debate through, really we got about 4 options. One is do nothing and just continue to own the 2007, the 40th anniversary car, and really just maintain it as a kind of an unmodified piece of history. Or we can upgrade it. We can upgrade to a 18 or 19 GT500 if they ever get them announced and moving. We can go to a 2018 or 19 GT350R, or we can go to the Bullet. I just don't know yet. I think any of them are great options. I mean, all four options mean a fabulous automobile lives in the family. So if you guys have opinions, express them and kind of why you have them. I'll continue to do the research. As the Bullet becomes more publicly available and priced, we can certainly look at allocations. We can look at allocations for the GT350R and check that out with pricing and all that. But I'm relatively excited to upgrade that Mustang to a more modern one. We'd be upgrading it by 11 or 12 years, and that excites me. So I don't know if the 350R, the straight 500, or the Bullet version make more sense. So, but I have a feeling over the next year we'll probably be changing that car out. Remember, we still have two inbounds, the Demon and the ZR1, so we have plenty of car activity going on. I'm going up to Shane's on Saturday, so we're 2 days away from getting the Viper back in the shop. I'll probably be taking the 1LE, taking our Camaro up and leaving it with Shane. I think we'll do a satin black wrap on it and then get a ceramic coating on top of that, get that thing protected. And I'd like to have be able to visibly see the difference between a gloss black, a satin black, and a matte black. So, if we keep the current Mustang, we may take that up to Shane's and have him do a matte black on it. So we'll see. Update on Motorama. It is Saturday, the February 17th, and Sunday, February 18th. We will have two cars in Shane's booth at Motorama, so we'll probably be there all day, both days. So if you're anywhere near Harrisburg, maybe come by and see us. It'll be 2 full days. I can give you the hours later, but it's something like 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. on Saturday and 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Sunday. So they're pretty much all-day events, and I hope to be there all day on both days. That's really it for me on car updates and garage updates. You saw the garage a couple days ago. I don't really have too much updates for you there. It's going to be minor upgrades to it. I guess the big thing will be we'll probably rent the garage next to us and double our garage capacity. I won't do all the cabinetry or anything, but we'll get it painted and get it floored and put a lift or two in there for storage. So I've already talked to the leasing agent and the landlord to make sure they're aware that we'd like that next unit. I haven't heard back from them yet, so I don't have any update on that. But I imagine that may not be until April or May. We'll see. It really depends on what the current tenant wants to do. One other thing is, when people criticize in here, it's totally fine. I want to make sure that you know where my head and my heart are. When people make critical comments, I've said it before, I think when you crawl into the YouTube, the octagon of YouTube, that's one of the things you have to own. You have to expect that. People have, the privilege or the right to criticize the products that are put up. And frankly, some of my videos are crap. I mean, I get that. I've been really honest with you from the beginning that this is a complete learning process. I knew absolutely nothing about this. So, I appreciate, I've seen some of you jumping to my defense, and I mean, that's truly, it humbles me. I appreciate it, and I would just ask, let's be kind. If we see something being critical, I accept that, and if we want to kind of teach them or reprimand them or whatever word you want to use, let's just try to be kind about it as we do that. I'd like to keep the channel as kind to each other as possible. I know that's probably a relatively impossible task as we grow, but that is something I'd like to see us try to do. So so many people have joined. I mean, we've had several thousand people join since we started some of these, like, what are we doing here? And so I just want to reiterate to everybody what the purpose of the channel is. I mean, there really is, there's a couple of, from your side of the lens, there are a couple things. One is the car videos. I mean, what you've seen over the last 3-4 days is the main purpose of the channel. Somebody even commented, hey, with a name like Street Speed, should the majority of your content be cars? And, I replied, absolutely. It's just very hard to do in that December, January, February time frame. The weather here in DC typically can stay pretty rough until mid-March. We might get a good week or a good few days, but typically it's pretty rough till the second week of March. At that point, the race tires will be more amenable to being pushed a little bit. The tracks start to open. The drag strip will open first Friday in March, I believe, so we'll start getting the cars on the tracks. But the second part are the business side, and I've gotten almost as much feedback from the business videos as I have from the car videos, so I just want to keep that moving. You know, that's really to provide you, from a CEO, I mean, I'm an actual CEO, I'm an actual business owner, and to be able to project that to the viewership, to you guys, to the subs, to the family here, and answer questions and talk about goals and motivations and some of the things I found that have worked in my life personally and in my life, in my company is a big part of my give back. So, you know, to share the garage with you all, to share the cars with you, to share the racing experiences, the maintenance costs, the purchase costs, you know, the plan of how we plan for the next set of cars is something I like to do. You know, we'll do a vid here pretty soon on the garage, the costs, the lease costs, the upgrade costs, the maintenance costs. We'll do that so you can see what these things really cost you. So those are the two real objectives from your side of the lens. From my side, in addition to that, I am trying to, you know, convert this from a hobby to a business. We've talked a little bit about, you know, DHR Street Speed LLC. It's formal. It's been, you know, it's been formed. It's been registered with the IRS. I have my EIN. I've created the accounting and the book system for it. I've had my bookkeeper and accountant review it. The tax people are starting to review it. So the big question is, can we convert it to a company, to a business that is recognized as a legitimate operating company from the viewpoint of the IRS, or will it be deemed to be a hobby business or just a straight out hobby, and then it will all be denied? And so we're still working through that, and it's probably, you know, we'll file tax extensions for April 15th, which shoves our actual due dates to October 15th, and so we have several more months to really work through that. And if you're starting a business, one thing I would advise you is sometimes you need those extra few months to get the books closed and do things right. We have audits that we need to get done, and so it's not unusual for a business owner to file taxes in October, and that doesn't defer your tax liability, so sometimes you have to pay taxes on April 15th and then justify them with your returns on October 15th. But anyway, we're in the process of all that right now. Another objective for me is to learn the whole YouTube thing. I mean, how to create the channel and all the learning you've seen me do, how to film, how to edit, how to make it interesting. You know, we're kind of moving into the more details now, how to make it a little more artistic. You know, the theme music versus no theme music. I mean, I still have a lot to learn. How to put links in, how to put descriptions in are still things I need to learn. And we'll do that. You know, I think every week you've seen this channel slightly improve. It can be tough. The other thing I just want to make sure everyone understands is I shove this part of my life into the cracks of my day. So either early in the morning or after work, or when my kids don't need me, or when the farm is okay. So that's why I can disappear for a couple of days and then come back in. Sometimes I put a product out that probably could use another hour of editing or learning, and sometimes I just put it out there to really just talk to you. And for me, the other part, the part we haven't talked a whole lot about, part of the reason I did this is I believe we are watching a world sea change in what my generation called television. I think, you know, people maybe under 20 years old don't even understand this part. People under 30 might vaguely understand it, and the older folks will definitely understand it, that we are moving away from what my generation called watching television. I mean, my kids are basically 17 and 15 years old, and they don't watch TV. I mean, period. I mean, ever. Everything is on their phone or their iPad. It's YouTube. It's Netflix, it's Google Play, and so I would like to be part of that. I mean, I don't believe we are probably maybe 10% or 20% of the way through the conversion of the entertainment industry from television to whatever online is going to be. I don't think it's going to be all YouTube. I think we're seeing a transitional phase, and to be part of that is exciting. You know, to be 53 and part of this transition versus watching it or being left behind by it, I think is a big part of why I'm doing this. So I just want you to understand the objectives behind my channel. We're coming up on 15 or 16 minutes. You guys have produced a lot of questions for me. I thought we were going to run dry on questions, and I couldn't have been more wrong. And so we'll pick up some questions and start going back to kind of real, hopefully meaningful Q&A with you over the next few days. And that's really it. If you're new, I just want to say welcome to the channel. Please subscribe if you would. And stay involved. Get active with us. I mean, this channel is relatively active. Ask questions. Drive the next few videos. Drive the content. Drive the future of this. Express opinions about the Mustang. You know, where should we go with that in the future? Are there other cars we could add that are meaningful? I just don't want to add 10 or 20 cars here. Just to add them if they are meaningful, kind of that apex level, rare, hard to get. I don't know, apex hunters is what I've been calling them. You know, if I'm missing one, I'd like to know it. Again, the channel is really based on modern, American, rare, hard to obtain apex hunters. So that's why you see the cars we have in the family, and that's why you see the ZR1 coming in. That's why you see the Demon coming in. And that's why you might see a Bullet come in and replace our Mustang. It'll be, I think it's gonna be a fairly rare car. Maybe the GT500 will be the same, I just don't know. But I love you guys being here. I like the interaction. You know, help me take this channel to the next level. And that's it. Have a great Thursday, and we'll talk again tomorrow morning. Bye, everybody.